Whoops, the pledge.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the July 27th, 2017 meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Everyone would please join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. I'm Jeff Benton, President of the Board. To my left is fellow Commissioner Gary Merrill, our Vice President. To my right is fellow Commissioner Barb Lewis, and our County Administrator, Farzan Ahmed, and Sarah DeNova is our clerk today. So we can start.
Resolution number 17-773, in the matter of approving the electronic record of the proceedings from regular meeting held July 20th, 2017.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 17-773. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We have no public or elected comment this morning. Resolution number 17-774, in the matter of approving purchase orders, then announce certificates and payments and warrants in batch number CMA PR 0726.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 17-774. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-775, in the matter of approving travel expense requests.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 17-775. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-776, in the matter of granting the annexation petition from the agent for the petitioner, Jackson B. Reynolds III, requesting the annexation of 15.12 acres of land in Orange Township to the City of Columbus.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 17-776. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-777, in the matter of approving a purchase contract for property sold pursuant to RC 3313.41 by and between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners of Delaware County, Ohio, and the Board of Education of the Delaware Area Career Center.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Good morning, John Melvin, Director of Facilities. We have worked out the terms and conditions of this purchase agreement with the Career Center. They have provided a detailed list of items that they will be taking, as well as ones that will be remaining behind. Their board has approved this agreement, and I recommend approval.
Comments?
Sure. I can note there first. This is a project that I think really will benefit our county in a lot of ways. As the county is growing, we obviously have needs that we have to identify. We want to do it fiscally responsible. And the availability of this particular building at this particular time made that possible. And I know we were approached, it came up in conversation, and we asked John to look into it, I don't know, 18 months ago or whenever it was. And began that process of looking into it. And I think it's a really great opportunity for the county. I think we'll be able to probably get rid of some other structures that we own and return them to the taxpayers for, in the sense that we get real estate taxes off of them. And I think if you look at the Channing property, which was going to require considerable work at some point, and I've heard the county engineer talk about heavy trucks in the residential areas, and to be able to have a property like this, centrally located, with the potential of living our county engineer and other departments there, I think will serve our county well for many, many years to come. So that's my thoughts or comments.
Yes, I really do think it's a perfect fit for the county because we'll be able to have several offices and these are offices that work together. You know, sanitary engineer possibly, and then our engineer, and I mean, it makes a whole lot of sense. Of course, we toured the building a while back, and the building is very solid, so even though it was built a few years ago, it's just the structure is really, really sound. So the opportunity to buy the building is one we definitely need to take advantage of. Thanks for your work on it, John.
You're welcome.
And just to clarify, Commissioner Lewis, the building solid, but it's going to require considerable renovation, and building by itself in its current form probably has minimal value, but
Yes.
it's got good bones, so to speak, but it will require considerable remodeling.
Yeah.
Right, it's a good fit for us, but
Yeah.
for most other people, it wouldn't work.
It is a unique property, and that's one of the win-win out of this. You know, the Career Center gets to sell it, and taxpayers of Delaware County get to continue to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a couple other thoughts. I think this really is, just a very good transaction, again, for everyone involved. I think it will really enable us to provide better customer service to the residents, businesses of Delaware County, because they'll have a one-stop shop for so many of the activities that they need. And we won't be in scattered buildings all around, the city of Delaware. So again, I think it's a very good move forward for the residents of Delaware and the businesses who operate here. And it will be significantly cheaper to operate one building versus 6 smaller ones, or however many we end up transitioning, and easier to operate and cheaper. Let's see, a couple of points. It does, as we've worked on the preliminary plans for this building and our facilities, it does allow for growth, which is very important in a fast-growing community. It does allow for a long-term growth, which is great. Let's see, I wanted to thank the Career Center Board and Mary Beth Freeman in particular, Executive Director, is that her title, of the board, or of the Superintendent of the Career Center, and for their cooperation. Again, we worked very well with them and worked out, I think, a very good deal for both sides, and again, for the residents of Delaware County. So I want to thank Mary Beth and Board Chair Julie Wagon-Fiesel and the whole board for, again, their leadership on this issue that I think will benefit the county and the citizens, as we've mentioned. So anyway, we will take a vote.
Vote on motion 17-777. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-778, in the matter of terminating the contract with LV Cleaning Company, LLC for ITV number 16-02, janitorial services for Delaware County.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion?
This contract is for janitorial services primarily at the 149 Wolf Building, Channing Street, and the Sheriff's Office at the jail. The current contractor has struggled to meet the specifications and has requested to be let out of the contract. With the struggles, we recommend terminating this contract. We'll follow this up. The next items is we did already bid this out and we're ready to award a new contract.
Good. Vote?
Vote on motion 17-778. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-779, in the matter of awarding the bid and approving the contract with the Commercial Express Building Services Incorporated for ITB number 17-01, janitorial services for Delaware County.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
As mentioned, we bid out the janitorial service. We did remove 3 small items. The sheriff's substations that are at EMS stations in Ostrander and in Harlem, we're going to do that in-house. And the substation at the south substation at the DD building. It's a small, those locations required infrequent cleaning. We felt with the drive time it helped, it made it less attractive for the bidders. So we did minimize this to concentrate mainly on the 3 large locations. This is a new bidder for us. We only received 2 bids. I'm aware of at least 5 bid specs were out there. Did not get any response from 3 of them. This bidder, the backgrounds or the references checked out really well. They had references from Abbott Labs, Reichert Mega Mall. So we met with them to go over their plan to meet the specs, and we're satisfied with those plans and recommend awarding the bid.
John, the 2 locations that you're excluding, is that going to be done by county employees or?
Yes. Yes. They're so infrequently needed clean. We'll use our day porter to go out there maybe once a week to check them.
Okay. Vote?
Vote on motion 17-779. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye. Okay. Thanks, John.
Resolution number 17-780, in the matter accepting sanitary sewer improvements for the village at Olentangy Crossing Phase 4.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
I am Kelly Thiel with the Delaware County Sanitary Engineer's Office. These sewers have been constructed and are complete according to Delaware County standards, and we're recommending approval at this time.
All right, vote.
Vote on motion 17-780. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-781, and a matter of approving the sanitary sewer subdividers agreement for the Heathers at Gulf Village Section 3, Phase B, and the Village at Olentangy Crossing Phase 5.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
These sanitary subdividers agreements have been approved by the prosecutor's office and are using standard language, so I'm recommending approval at this time.
All right, vote.
Vote on motion 17-781. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-782, and the matter of approving the sanitary sewer developers agreement for North Park Road.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
This agreement was approved by Orange Township, who will develop the park, and our office. So we are recommending approval at this time.
All right, vote.
Vote on motion 17-782. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-783, in the matter of certifying the county auditor's sanitary sewer capacity charges for 7820 West Orange Avenue, Delaware, Ohio, 43015.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
This is so that our resident can place his sanitary capacity charges on his taxes, and we're recommending approval.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 17-783. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Resolution number 17-784, in the matter of declaring Delaware County to be an alternative energy zone, approving an application for energy project under RC 5727.75, and declaring approval of all future applications submitted to the Ohio Director of Development Services under RC 5727.75.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Bob Lamb, Economic Development Director for the county. Commissioners, thank you for the opportunity today to present this to you. I am here today to request that you approve an alternative energy zone for the entire county. The alternative energy zone provides a more competitive environment for businesses to invest in alternative energy. It significantly reduces the state tax burden on renewable and advanced energy sources, including solar, wind, cogeneration, and clean coal. The alternative zone works by exempting qualifying energy facilities from real and personal property taxation upon meeting certain specified requirements. The companies that do choose to pursue this will need to provide a pilot payment of approximately $9,000. This has been reviewed by the county auditor's office. From a conceptual standpoint, they're in support of it. We are also in support as this helps bring us on a level playing field with some of those counties in our surrounding area, including Franklin County. I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Good. Yeah, it sounds like a good project that we ought to do, and to attract, to, again, help economic development activities. So we'll take a vote.
Vote on motion 17-784. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
That brings us to
Thank you.
administrative reports.
Thanks, Bob.
Good morning. I just have a couple of quick items. The first thing, I was appointed to the Transportation Committee at the National Association of Counties annual meeting last week. So I'm looking forward to working on that committee. With your permission, I'd like to ask Cindy Blair to come up and talk about the employee health fair, how that's going on, and she manages the program, and she can talk about it better than I can.
Morning.
Good morning.
Cindy Blair, Insurance and Risk. We do have the upcoming health fair next Friday, August the 4th. This is the 20th year for the event, but I'm going to give you a refresher course anyway. We have health services on site that day, as well as a slew of information, local vendors, vision, hearing exams, dental providers are going to be there two services that have to be scheduled ahead of time are the blood work and we actually bring the James mammogram unit up. So those two items have to be scheduled beforehand. Everything else is just a kind of come and go as you please, stop at the tables that you want to look at kind of basis. We did add this year, the chiller is coming up, just to give some information on classes that they offer, benefits of skating, hockey, that kind of thing, family involvement and all of that. We're kind of trying to look at wellness as a whole, just not on the physical side. We've got a lot of volunteer opportunities. We added Big Brothers, Big Sisters to the event this year to get some information out there as well. 7 a.m. to noon, it's up at Ohio Wesleyan. We're shuttling folks if you don't want to walk up, so no excuses. Any questions?
Well, if it's a health event, shouldn't they walk?
They absolutely should walk. I'm totally against the shuttle, but I will give you this. If it's pouring sideways rain, I still want you to come. And we all know how valuable parking is, so nobody wants to give up their spot. We'll shuttle you up.
Where at Ohio Wesleyan?
It is at the Hamilton Williams Center.
Okay.
The green roof. Everybody knows the green roof.
The green roof.
In the Dennis room.
Okay.
And I've attended, if not every year, I may have missed 1 year over the last. It's a good
I keep
event.
score. Who's been there? Who hasn't?
Okay. It's a good event. I would encourage all employees to participate, and their spouses are welcome as well.
Absolutely. Family members are all welcome, and everybody's eligible to have any of the services rendered there at the health fair. Like I said, with the exception of the two things that have to be scheduled, you're free to come and go.
Good, great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thanks.
All right. And just a reminder that end of September is the deadline for this year's wellness program, through which employees are eligible to receive up to $150 for participating in the wellness program, and the spouses can receive an additional $150. This is free money, that program that we offer for our employees, and last year our participation was not as high as it should be. Taking free money should be a good thing, but for some reason we are not getting that word out. So just a reminder to all of our colleagues, let's take advantage of this. It's not just about the money, but it's also about learning something new when it comes to your own health care. So I have completed it, so I'm happy.
All right.
Thank you.
Good. Commissioner Lewis?
Well, the NACO annual convention was last weekend. We all participated, and Sheriff Martin gave a great presentation in the Stepping Up seminar, and in the afternoon, I think it was Sunday afternoon, but did a great job. And having a sheriff there was especially important, I think, in this program too, so he could speak to the benefits of stepping up from a law enforcement perspective. So that was good, and many good workshops and programs, and I'm sure, especially Franklin County and the NACO people who organized it, were really glad Tuesday morning came because it was a heck of a lot of work.
It's a big undertaking.
And I don't know what you thought about the new convention center. I thought it was really a great place. It was very nice.
Yeah, it's amazing how long it is.
It is.
When you're in there, and of course they took the parking lot out on the north side and extended it.
Yes.
I think it lays out really well, and probably for someone going to a convention, especially if you're out of town, I think it's easy to find your way around.
It is, yes. Yeah. I thought they did a great job. And then they put the new parking lot on the other side of Goodale, on the north side of the convention area. So that was good, too. Another parking option rather than the Hyatt and the Vine Street and some other parking meters. And I went to Bridges Community Action Partnership last night, just our monthly meeting, talked about various grants that we're applying for, but basically the meeting went well, and we're doing an evaluation of the executive director, Rochelle Twining, and I believe that'll be a very positive outcome for Rochelle. She works hard and does a good job, and that's it.
I like your new lapel pin.
Well, thank you. Yes, my new lapel pin. I had hard,
We had trouble getting rid of the old ones. We kept putting it on. We had to embrace it.
Yes, thanks to Jane.
All right, Commissioner Merrill?
Just a couple of things, just to reiterate what Commissioner Lewis talked about. I thought the convention went very well, and obviously anytime we get a chance to show off the Columbus area, including our great county, I think it's a bonus, and it was well attended, and first time I had been to one of the national conventions, and obviously being here in our city made it a lot easier. I attended Energy, Water, I won't get the exact title, but energy and water are both important to our county, and it was interesting to me to see some of the perspectives in the room which may have differed from my perspective. So I've asked Suzanne Delaney to include me in that committee. So I was there as a spectator, but I will be a member going forward, I trust, and I think those are two issues that are very important to our county. I don't want to embarrass anyone, but we have a trustee in our room who looks like has a guest, and I don't know if you'd like to introduce the guest or not.
Oh, no.
My granddaughter Lauren came with me today. We had kind of a last minute change, so she's finding out about county government.
Well, Lauren, welcome. And the other thing, did you want to say anything, Lauren? I don't blame you. And the other thing, we have regional planning tonight, and so that's all I have.
Okay, just a couple of things. On the NACO conference, our IT department did receive an award, a very prestigious award. They received the second place in the nation for county IT departments in the 150 to 250,000 population grouping.
That's huge.
Yeah, it really is. And it's up from the award they received the previous year. I think they were ninth or something like ninth. Yeah, so again, they continue to do a very good job of leading our IT efforts for the county. So I want to commend Steve Lewis and George Kaitza in particular for the recognition, that well-deserved recognition they received. And speaking of IT, that was a big topic at the conference. There were a number of sessions on various aspects of IT, but kind of the two main takeaways were cybersecurity is going to continue to increase in vulnerability and importance, and we need to be extra diligent and even more diligent going forward. And then also a long-term plan was really recommended, and so that's something I'd like to see us work on, is develop a long-term IT plan. Our folks do a great job of managing IT, but I think I'd like to see more of where we're headed long-term, because as we all know, IT is changing and needs to be managed, and a very important function. Another one was metrics. In the county administrator's session, they talked extensively about performance metrics being very important to start to, if you haven't started already, most counties actually have started doing metrics reporting, and so I'd like to see us do that. I know we're working on it, and we just need to start moving that forward, and measuring performance, financial, productivity, efficiency metrics is going to be very important, and monitoring those going forward. As Commissioner Lewis mentioned, stepping up was a big topic, at the conference. Again, there are multiple sessions on that, and I think it shows our leadership, but it also shows it's becoming a very big issue nationwide, and many counties are adopting or working on various phases of stepping up and making good progress on that. I also attended a National Association of Chief Information Officers session. I don't know if, have you heard of that organization, Jane? Oh, okay. No, they're PR people. So I was curious if you had heard of them. Yeah. But one of their takeaways was you should be able to have your soundbite in 27 words, deliver it in 9 seconds, making 3 major points. So you've never heard of that principle? Okay. We'll work on that. But another thing was voting equipment. Word is that at the federal level, 2020 is going to be the earliest when any funding would be available, if then. That's certainly not encouraging because we need action sooner than that. And I was on the Finance, Pension, and Intergovernmental Affairs Committee. We had a long meeting, talked about a number of topics, as you can imagine, with those functions. So a very interesting meeting. Last week we had a State of the Township. The three of us went to the State of the Township presentation at the Chamber, the third Thursday Chamber Luncheon. And that was, it was a very well done presentation. Orange, Berkshire, and Liberty were represented by Lee Bodenar and Jeff George and Matt Huffman, and they do a great job. They did a nice job of explaining what townships do, and then going into the specifics of what's going on in each of their townships. And they're in different stages. Orange and Liberty are kind of mature townships. They're still growing, but not growing as fast, percentage-wise, as they used to. And Berkshire is in the other camp. They're growing. They're smaller, but growing very fast percentage-wise and have a lot going on. So it's going to be very interesting to hear their perspectives on what they're doing. I want to compliment them for their presentation. Lastly, we met on financial reporting and working on a dashboard for the county. And this is something I've been interested in for some time now. I think we're making progress. We met with Auditor Keitze and Jerry Walraven and Cy and Karen and I. And
Want to explain what a dashboard is?
Yeah, dashboard is something that's becoming very prevalent now in nonprofits and public entities like Delaware County and other jurisdictions. And a dashboard is a real high-level summary of key financial performance, efficiency metrics at again, a very high level. And it's done
By high level?
Like county-wide.
Okay. Okay.
Countywide numbers.
Okay.
And again, we're working on exactly what metrics we want to measure and present.
Okay. Yeah.
But each department would have its own set of metrics, as you would expect. And then at the county level, we'll pick out the handful of key metrics out of each department and do some at the county level as well.
Okay.
And go forward with that. But it's going to take time to put that together. But again, this is a direction that the counties across the country are clearly going. The majority of them have already done performance metrics, at some level, and are reporting them on a regular basis. I don't think we would do it monthly, maybe quarterly.
Mm-hmm. It strikes me that we've really gotten a lot of this information out, but it's not under one.
Yeah, exactly. There's no single point where it's all gathered and compiled and presented on a regular basis. And I think our first effort is going to be through this budget season, as each of the offices and departments present, their budget, their business plans, which will include some information on performance metrics. But again, I think it's very important that we monitor that and share it with the people who are interested in seeing it.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, that was, again, I want to compliment everyone for their engagement in that process. And that is it. If anybody else has any other comments, we will executive.
We have a need for other business.
Oh, we have a need for other business.
Morning, Enrico Stetler, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney. It appears that the journal contains an incorrect draft for one of the agreements that you approved. Was it Resolution 17782 does not match the hard copy that's been approved by Orange Township and executed. So I'm going to ask that you rescind that resolution so we can sort out what the correct version is supposed to be.
That is the annexation?
No, this is for the North Road Park.
Oh, the park?
Did they just pick up the wrong copy? We don't know.
I think probably the wrong electronic draft was sent to the clerk for inclusion in the journal. But I have some questions about whether this is actually the correct draft as well.
Okay.
So I know there were multiple revisions to that because it was somewhat unusual. Normally we're doing an agreement like this. We're dealing with a private entity. Dealing with another political subdivision required some additional tweaks. And I just want to make sure that everything is right.
I'll make a motion that we rescind 1772. Is that correct?
I'll second that motion.
All right. Any further discussion? All right, we'll take a vote.
Here, do I have to formally say that?
They made the motion, it's fine.
Vote on motion 17-784.
That's the
Sorry,
new number.
785, in the matter of rescinding resolution number 17-782.
Okay.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
And Eric, thank you for catching that.
Thank you.
I'm sorry it was so late.
Okay.
It's okay.
Now we will go into the...
All right, no other corrections? One is enough?
It doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't, thankfully. That's good. Okay, executive session.
Resolution number 17-786, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of appointment, employment, compensation of a public employee or public official.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 17-786. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
All right, we're in executive session.
Can you take the, first?
Yes.
Okay.